Hi, how's it going? Who am I? Nobody important. But what is important is what's in this box. We're going to open it pretty soon here. This is a guitar from Paragram. You may not have heard of them. Probably have a good chance you haven't. They're a fairly new company. But they're a company out of Mexico. And they happened to find me through Instagram liking one of my videos. And I turned around and started liking them back. Got into a lot of discussions. And found that they were pretty reasonable people in a lot of ways, as far as guitar production, building, and everything, and decided, hey, why don't you guys build a guitar for me? We went a long way through a lot of lists of possibilities, finally landed on some. They are very agreeable on prices, and they finally shipped me my guitar, and here it is. So we're going to unbox this, and I'm going to show you what it is. I'm sorry if the sound quality kind of sucks right now, but I will have something a little bit better when I set the guitar all the way up the way I like it and do a tone test for everybody out there later on. So let's see what we've got right now. Now, as I said, these are from made in Guadalajara, Mexico, which apparently is the land of mariachi and tequila, as they like to say on Paragram's website. He hasn't made a whole lot of guitars, at least that I've seen. Good number here and there, but they're solid body guitars, basses, and even some ukuleles as well. A little something for everybody there. All right. More brown underneath. All right. So far, this has been very well packed. This is an entire box, wooden box, that this has been shipped in. So clearly, they take very good care of shipping their instruments. So far, I'm very, very impressed. Oh, that is just fantastic. Look at that. Oh, this is just an entire white sheet right here. Just, I couldn't have asked for more. Oh, I'm sorry, that's styrofoam. Oh, now we're seeing something. Okay, remove the shrouds. So, what we've got in the box here, aside from a lot of foam holding everything in place, we're looking at the guitar itself, obviously. We've got a nice breakdown of what's in here, as well as care and use. The light's a little odd, just kind of working with that. Ooh, there's even a warranty. Paragram warrants the instruments to be free from defects and materials workmanship for 1 year from the date of original purchase, subject to limitations set forth herein. The limited warranty applies only the original retail purchaser. All sales are final. And it lists a whole bunch of other stuff. It's got their contact information, www.facebook.com/Paragram Guitars, Instagram at Paragram Guitars, and even the cell phone number down there at the bottom. Hopefully, none of that will ever come in handy. Alright, we got some foam here to protect the strings and the fretboard. Now, thankfully, he packed separately the switch selector piece and the two knobs that go on top of the controls. Those will both be black. See if I can get these out and get them on so that this looks like a complete guitar. There's one. 2. All right, and switch selector. That's right on there. Okay. Now we're looking at a complete guitar. Take this out. Give you a little bit of a close-up look here. All right. Here is company logo, Paragram. I chose a poor light to light this with. But, since I got to basically choose everything I wanted on this guitar, except for the general shape of the guitar, I got to choose the wood types for the head and neck. I got to choose the fretboard material, and I got to choose the body type. And I got to choose the pickups and the electronics and the pick guard color and all of that. I got to choose the hardware, the locking tuners, as well as the bridge. Options between the bridge were a more general bridge, a higher end bridge that we have on here, which, let me see, in here should have information. Shoot, I can't remember the name of the bridge. Same with the tuning knobs. The pickups come from McNelly, and they're actually a Canadian company. We kind of had a good discussion about what kind of pickups to throw in here. He had never built a guitar that was going to feature P-90s, and I did not have a guitar that had P-90s. So it was a little bit of new territory for both of us. We talked about a couple of different varieties, and eventually he had mentioned McNelly. I had never really heard of them, but I decided to go do the research because I love doing guitar research. And one of the things that struck me as interesting with the McNelly pickups was the fact that in a set like these, normally most companies would have the same magnets in both pickups. One series, like you would have Alnico 5 in both. And usually what that happens then is that when you are in the bridge position, you're going to have a little bit more volume here and a little less volume when you're in your neck. When in the middle, then you would have pretty much you'd have a little bit more of their bridge coming through, and that's, doesn't make for a very equal standing with these guys. Instead, they have an Alnico 4, which is a lower output magnet in the bridge, and an Alnico 5 in the neck position. And that way, when it is in the middle and you don't have separate volume knobs to work with, then everything should blend out a little bit more evenly and have a more balanced tone overall. Some of the other aspects of the guitar. I chose to have a ash body. I like ash. Ash, I think, is a great wood type to go with for guitars. There's a lot of speculation about tone woods and whether people really, think that a lot of your quality sound comes from the type of wood that you use, whether it's basswood, whether it's alder, ash, maple, mahogany, whatever. There's a lot of other camps out there that say, you know what, 90% of your sound is your pickups and your amplifier, and everything else is kind of just decoration. I like ash. I like a decent weighty guitar. My Tele over here, that's an ash body as well. This already feels significantly heavier right here than the Telecaster, and that's just fine by me. I'm expecting to have a pretty good amount of sustain when I do play with this. Another thing that I wanted out of this guitar, because of the ash body, was, let's see if I can kind of get you to see it. You can see a little bit right there. This is a Fiesta Red paint job, but it's a pretty thin matte finish, and this allows you to see the wood grain underneath, which is kind of fun. It makes it pretty interesting. Should be able to see some of that on the back there as well. Yeah. So that's really nice. Since we're looking at the back real quick, we got a nice tummy carve right here. Little bit of heel accent right here. Not too much, but that's okay. I usually don't get that high on there anyhow. I did have the chance to put on 24 frets. Like I said, I don't play that high, so it's not that big of a deal for me. So I went with 22. Probably could have gotten 21 if I really wanted to. Whatever. The Caribbean Rosewood fretboard is definitely one of the greatest looking fretboards I think I've ever seen, of just a wonderful rosewood. It's not endangered. It's, I guess, easy enough to come by, I suppose, but it is not. It is just full of character with all of that grainy goodness. What else to say about this? One of the other wonderful things that Carlos, the guy that I was talking with, he's the master builder out there, is they laser etch the name of their company into the top, and I had to ask him, how are you putting that on as a sticker, whatever. I couldn't really tell from the pictures. Told me it was laser etched, and I said, can you laser etch anything you want? He's like, yeah, I can laser etch a signature or a picture or whatever that's nice and simple. And I sent him a little symbol that I use for a lot of my artwork, things like that, kind of as like my initials, whatnot. And sent it to him, and he was able to laser etch that into the back of the headstock of the guitar. And I think that's amazing right there. That makes this, rather than having a serial number or trying to like etch my signature into it, which is just scribble anyway, it makes it much more personal and a one of a kind, and I just think that's amazing. Should be quality electronics in there. Really nice, well-mounted jack with a jack plate. Man, I'm really impressed with everything with this guitar so far. Like I said, it's pretty weighty right here. It's not as heavy as, like, say, a Les Paul, but I'm okay with that. I got to choose the neck profile, the fretboard radius. Fretboard radius is a 10-incher, somewhere in between a Fender and a Gibson. The neck, I like a nice big chunky fat neck on my guitars, and so it's about a D-shaped neck. It is got a low gloss finish to it, so you can still feel the wood and everything, but it still feels protected. So far, it just feels great in my hands. I'm loving this guitar. Thank you, Paragram, for all the hard work that you did down there in Guadalajara. I hope that this video helped you guys out too. I know there's not a whole lot of stuff about your guitars out there, but hopefully this will kind of kickstart things. The next video that I'm going to try and do is going to be the tone test for this guy. I'm going to do my best on that. It's probably going to be a little bit better sound quality than it's going to be video quality. I'll crack out the Shure SM57 microphones and all that fun stuff, run you through the paces, and it won't be 14 minutes long like this guy's getting to be right here. So anyway, thanks everybody for watching. Go check out Paragram Guitars. You can read their name right there. You definitely see a lot of their stuff on Instagram and on their Facebook page. You can also go to Reverb. They have a few guitars and basses that they have built on that page as well that you can check out and buy if you really want to. The price that I paid for this guitar is not much more than what they are selling for on Reverb. So by all means, please go check them out and go follow them on Instagram, Facebook, that sort of stuff. And I will see you hopefully soon in a new episode of whatever the heck I'm calling this with the tone test. Thanks. Bye.